So yesterday there's someone who asked me a very interesting question saying, is it wise to build a double story or a single story, especially if it's your first time building? And because I didn't have many answers to that, I decided to take that question to Facebook and ask what people think on that. And the responses that I got from there, they were divided. Some they were favoring the double story, and some they were also favoring the single story. And because of that, I've also decided to come with this here so that we can also hear what people think about building double stories or single stories, especially if it's first time for someone to build. So let's talk honestly on what you think based on some of your experiences. Would you advise someone to start building a double story, or maybe someone has to start with a single story? Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tarimak, and if you're watching me here for the first time, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, you guys, you're special to me. Don't forget to liking, please. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. In today's video, it's going to be an interactive video. Write whatever that you feel is important for someone who is trying to build to know. Remember, our main focus will be mostly on those who are building for the first time. And if you're also building, or if you have built something and you just want to know how it is like building a double story and a single story, also watch this video so that you can benefit something. So I'll start by reading what that person said to me so that we are together and you also know where this is coming from. So I'll also try to translate some of the words that person typed in Shona for the benefit of everyone who is watching this video. Hello Tari, I'm in a dilemma. We are a young couple and God blessed us. We found an opportunity here in the UK. We came recently and already we are thinking of investing back home so that we can move back to Zimbabwe early. We have our little 500 square meter stand in Harare and we have never built anything our whole life. Should we build a double story house, or should we build a double story house on it, or just a normal modern house? Our fear is we might not be able to complete the house if we are over ambitious. Help us. We have been following you on your YouTube, seeing some stories of other people, and we are inspired to start our own journey. So this is the question, and I believe this person bought this land in a gated community, because I heard some other people saying it's not regulated for someone with a 500 square meter stand to build a double story. But when someone comes with a question like this, I believe wherever they want to build, maybe it's regulated. I'm not sure, but I believe this is in a gated community. Because in most gated communities, people, they are allowed to build double stories. Even, I'm sure you've seen some videos in Renham Park on a stand that is 120 square meter. People, they are building duplex flats. So yeah, I don't know. I feel this is a very important discussion because many people right now, they are buying land, and some, they don't even know the decisions to make. Remember, recently I also did a video telling you guys that we are stuck. We don't even know what to do because this is our first time also trying to build. So making a decision, it also comes back to even planning, deciding on the kind of plan that you want, the design, what to include, what not to include, what more of the house to build. It's something that that can make someone decide otherwise. But one thing that I've noticed is sometimes we focus mainly on the design of the house, what to do, what to include, the kind of construction, but forgetting some of the most important things that includes the cost of the structure that you're going to build, maintenance of that structure that you're going to build, and also finishing that house. These are the most important things that people tend to forget in most cases. Especially here in Zimbabwe, building is not even easy with how prices change each and every time. Remember recently when cement that people used to buy at around $11, $12, they were now buying it at around $19, $20. So with that constant change in prices, it makes it difficult to maintain or even to finish some other structures. And because of that, many people, they end up being stuck halfway building their dream houses. I'm sure there are also other videos that I did whereby people would say, many people in Zimbabwe, they are failing to complete their mansions. What is it that is really going on? But I think these are also some of the factors that people should consider. Right now, I want to read some of the comments from the video, from the post that I made on Facebook. So someone said, my honest advice to a young couples starting out is, a home is not a competition. It is a long-term investment and a place for peace. A 500 square meter stand in Harare is actually enough for a very beautiful, modern, single-story home that can still look elegant, luxurious, and well-planned without putting unnecessary financial pressure on yourselves. Double-story houses are beautiful, yes, but they come with significantly higher costs, stronger foundations, more steel and concrete, more labor, staircase costs, more roofing complexity, higher finishing costs, longer construction periods. Sometimes people manage to build the shell, then spend years failing to finish ceilings, flooring, bathrooms, painting, fittings. That is where frustration begins. As a young couple in the UK, your greatest advantage right now is not trying to impress people quickly, but building wisely and sustainably so that you do not get financially drained before even enjoying life. A well-designed modern single-story house can still include open-plan kitchen and lounge, high ceilings, modern roofing design, beautiful lighting, walk-in closets, ensuite bedrooms, outdoor entertainment areas, future extension possibilities, and honestly, a complete beautiful home is far better than an unfinished mansion standing for 10 years. This person has got a very valid point, and I think even if you're someone who is thinking of building something right now, you should pay close attention to this. And more important thing, since you are abroad, simplicity also helps with project management. Double-story projects usually require more supervision, more technical accuracy, and more money control. A modern single-story house is often easier to manage remotely while still achieving a stunning result. So this person, from what I'm seeing, is favoring more of a single story and advising this couple not to build a double story. And like I said, sometimes people, they tend to forget some of the costs that comes with building a single story and a double story. At times, okay, I will give my opinion later. Let's keep on going. Someone also said, building a double story is like building two houses for yourself. I would say build a cottage in the main house, then get some income. Wow. So in other words, this person is advising this couple that since you are there, you never know what will happen. So building a cottage so that you can find somewhere to stay other than maybe spending about 10 years building a double story, it's better you just have something. It's better you have a cottage so that you know you have got somewhere to stay, and then maybe build a main house later. It's better that way. So this is the advice of this person. Then also someone said, I'm currently stuck in the same situation. But I also ask myself a question, Yekuti. Those who are able to build double stories, what's so special about them? I'm refusing to settle for a single story, but having the fear of not being able to finish a double story properly. But if your instinct says you can finish double story, rovera moyo padombo, go for it. That's what this person is trying to say. Yeah, it's kind of a very valid opinion from this person to say those who are also able to build, what's so special about those people? What makes those people different from me? But one thing that I can also say is how we earn our lives, they are different. How we make money is totally different. And how we get some opportunities, it's also different. So that's where that term comes now to say, that statement that people usually say, kuti upenyo haufanani, life will never be the same. So you have to live within your means. And then someone also said, I'm just going to read this. Then also someone said, there's no mansion that can be built on a 500 square meter house. Build something basic or normal or whatever and get someone in there for passive rental income. He makes a very good point though. I'm not really sure on the 500 square meters stand not being able to build a mansion. I'm not really sure on that. So there's also someone who made this comment that I'm going to read. It's more like it's a personal comment, and maybe this person also experienced something like this. This person said, we started with a modern house, just something chekuti tuane pekutangira, uye zita redu rivepo pekuti you have a house in town. But before building a house, inini ndakatanga kuisa mari pa investment yema shops. I built more than 3 shops because I wanted rent iuye. Uye ndaiona yakati one day. Ndakaita sekudaro ndikapedza, ndakazotanga kuvaka imba. Rent inonaka inongokupa kamwe ka peace of mind. So this person is advising on a modern house on a single story. And this person is also saying what they did. He didn't just start by building a house. He started with building shops so that he can rent the shops out and get rentals from those shops. I think it's a good idea. It's a good advice, because I also went on to ask that person if he has got any connections where to buy commercial stands. If you know of where I can buy a commercial stand, please, that would be greatly appreciated. So someone also said, double story is double money. I wish people can share on how much they spend on double story houses, a normal house with the same number of rooms. Yeah. If you're someone who is watching this video and you are comfortable to be on this channel, or maybe you have got a house that you are building, or you have a house that you have completed this side, and you are comfortable in sharing the exact costs without even mentioning, because I know most people, they are not comfortable in sharing their journeys online. They don't want to be known. So if you're someone like that, but you can assist us with the cost of building your mansion, of building your double story, that will be greatly appreciated, so that someone can also get to decide on what to do. Then someone said, I would suggest you build a modern house which can fit into your budget without causing you unnecessary strain. Get a bill of materials from a quantity surveyor to give you a guideline on how much you need. By the way, congratulations on buying a stand 500 square meters for a start. It's a breakthrough, and that's the truth. 500 square meters, people, they undermine it, but it's a very good stand size. It's a breakthrough achievement in a city like Harare. May God grant you the grace to build and finish. Wow. Then someone said, I would say get total costs for the two and see how much time you would need to complete each based on your income. That alone tells you which is the better option. You don't want to spend your entire life building your house. Also, building a house is not the only thing that you ought to do. What other projects do you have lined up? Do you think after building this house and investing in cash generating projects, you can still build another one? If no, then go out, and if yes, then you can go all out later. So there are so many comments. I don't know if I should continue with them or maybe we can just end here. But yeah, in most videos that I've been doing, people, I've noticed they're not really comfortable in sharing their costs of building their projects. I don't know why, but I think if you're someone who is also thinking of inspiring others, it will be best so that we can also know what to do. Based on some of the researches that I've done, I've noticed that when you are building a single story on a 500 square meter stand, looking at an average of around 180 square meter to around 280 square meter floor area, for basic finishings of that house, we are looking for around 55,000 US dollars to around 85,000 US dollars if you are building a single story house on a 500 square meter stand. Then if you're also building and for this one, for a single story, we are looking at around 3 to 4 bedrooms or even 5 bedrooms maximum, depending with how you have planned your house. Then also looking at a double story on a 500 square meter as well. On this one, we are looking at around 4 to 5 bedrooms, and the floor plan, we are looking at around 220 to 350 square meter floor area. So for this one, if you are to budget, we have to look at around 90,000 to 140,000 just for the basic finishings. For this one, it's just for the basic finishings. So if you're someone who is thinking of building, maybe you can also get the estimates and see if it's something that can work for you, especially if you're a first-time homeowner. But on the comments that I've read, I wanted to see if there's someone who actually favored a double story, but yeah, let me check. This comment, it actually made sense to me. A normal modern house is okay. My friend built a double story, ndokuisa spiral stairs, bedrooms are upstairs. Her elderly parents can't climb the stairs, so when they visit, vanorara dining, they sleep in the dining. Iye wacho, she had an accident on the spiral stairs, gombo rakapinda mu gap. Double story ngatizive tichachembera. Kuzokwira stairs will be a problem unless if you have many properties. Yeah, I think this is also a valid point. You also have to consider other people who are going to visit you. But I feel when you are building a house, you're actually building for yourself. And in as much as you have other people who will be visiting, but I think you have to put yourself first. I don't know, but it's actually a very valid point. So now I also want to give in my personal opinion on this. Remember, this is a personal opinion. One thing that I can say, especially if you're someone who's building for the first time, you have to know that and there are so many things which are involved when building a house, so many technicalities. And at times you might think, I know it all, but if you're someone who's building from abroad, who is building from diaspora, it is then difficult for you to see exactly what will be happening on the ground. Because of that, you can easily make many mistakes on your building project. There are so many people who are also building single-story houses who are making mistakes with their building projects. But I think and I feel it won't be I feel you actually regret more when you build a very, very big house, a double story, and realize there are so many mistakes that you have made on that building project, and there's actually nothing that you can do about it. I think you feel better if it's not a very big house that you have made mistakes on. And at times you can just move on and say, I'm going to buy another stand and build something. But now when it's a double story and you have made those mistakes, it will be something, it will be a lifetime thing. And at times renting out double stories, it's kind of difficult. It's something that I've noticed now, depending on where you have built that double story, because remember, people, they are more comfortable in renting places, paying around 500, 200 to around 800 US dollars per month. But when it comes to renting a property around 1,000, 1,500, yeah, then it's something else. And for you maybe to say, I've got a double story that I'm renting out at around 500, I feel it will be a loss. I don't know. Then the other thing that I can comment on this is, especially if you're someone who is also considering to climb the property ladder, it's best you also consider these things. You have to invest wisely. Starting with a single story, for me, I think it will be something that is fair. Start small, see, experience, learn, know what to do next, so that even when you are going to buy another project, when you are going to start another project, you know exactly some of the mistakes that you have made on your first project, and you are going to correct those mistakes on the second project. And also another thing, when it comes to cost, like what many people suggested, cost for a single story, it's kind of affordable, and cost for a double story, it's more on the high side. But like I said, we all earn differently. Our opportunities, they are different. I can't compare myself to the next person. So if that person feels that if that person feels I can build a double story, then maybe you can just go for a double story. But in terms of cost, I feel a double story requires more money, because remember, there are so many still, there's so much still that is used. You are doing my decks and everything. So yeah, that's another thing. I'm also in a dilemma. Because where we bought, they are also considering having those double stories. So our architect is actually negotiating with our council to say, we also want double stories. Can they be allowed? But we don't know the outcome. Maybe I might also consider, I don't know. Then also the other most important thing is also to know your lifetime plans. Is the house that you are building the only project that you want to do, or maybe you have got other plans of maybe investing somewhere? If you have plans of investing somewhere, then maybe start with a single story. Then after you gain all the experience, then if you say, I want a double story for myself, then you can build. Like what most people that I've visited, I've noticed that if they've got a larger piece of land, they start with a cottage, then build a mansion later. And a cottage, they just build it for them to have experience when it comes to the issues to do with construction. And when they are now building a mansion, they say, we now know it all. So yeah, that's also another thing. Is it your retirement plan, or is just your first time house? You also have to know these things. Personally, I can't really say the exact answer to this, but in my honest opinion, we as first time builders, as first people to build, I think we should avoid pressure that comes from people in as much as possible. Yes, you can see someone building a mansion, but it doesn't mean that this is exactly what you're supposed to do. Take your time, think of what you want, invest. It's best for you to build something that you can finish, that you can complete, and live in it peacefully without thinking of other things. There are so many buildings that I've seen, and you can see this building has got more than 20 years in that state. and it only shows that that person might be having challenges in completing that project. And like one person said, Mangwana hazikanwe, you can't predict what can happen tomorrow. It's also something that we have to put into consideration. Yes, at times people, they get large sums of money today, but when it comes to the future, it's another story. And someone also said it will be very difficult for you to maintain the house, to do everything that is needed in that house. Then you just end up living a house like that. Then there are also some of the people who are doing ghost houses to say, this house is a ghost house because of the way that house will be looking to those who will be passing by. But like I said, this is my own opinion. And this is now the very important part. What do you think? Do you think people should go for single house stories or maybe double stories? And also, on my opinion, I feel double stories, they are good because they also save space. Remember, on a 500 square meter, maybe at times you want to have other things on the property. Maybe let's say a swimming pool, you want to have a beautiful garden, you want to have an entertainment area and everything. So that's why most people, they now opt for double stories. So if you're someone like that who is more keen on having more space, then I think a double story, because it saves, because you're building upwards other than building per floor. Yes. So if you're someone who is building, would you choose a double story, or maybe you would choose a single story? Let's hear what you think on this one. And also tell us the reasons why you feel you have to build a single story, and also why you feel you have to build a double story. So guys, this is all that I wanted to share with you, and I hope it's also going to help someone who is in that position of not being able to make a decision on whether to build a single story or to build a double story. One of the things that I have to tell you guys, if you ever want someone who can help you manage your project, then you know I'm your plug. I'll be there to support you in everything that you want to do, from buying land, starting the project up until the end. So if you want any of those services, kindly contact me on my number, WhatsApp, +263 772 107 612. That's my number. Anytime, get in touch with me. We communicate. We see how best we can do it. Up until next time, cheers.